Boker Tov. Welcome to hopefully the end of Masechet Shvuot. Today especially we want to mention Joe Gottman's late wife, Goldie Bat Yitzchak, Yehuda Halevi. It's her 5th yahrzeit and we will study in her honor. We are in the middle of Daf Memchet, Amud Bet, 13 lines from the bottom in the white lines. We are picking up a piece from the Mishnah that starts with Ve'elu Nishba'im. And if you go back to the Mishnah, which is on Daf Memhei Amud Aleph, you will see a list of people that the Mishnah says about them. Ve'elu Nishba'im shelo beta'ana. These are people that we have the permission on specific occasions to ask of them to take a shvuah, to take a vow, and we will explore that situation a little bit closer. The Mishnah says, "Ve'elu nishba'im shelo beta'ana, hashutafim ve'arisim ve'apotropim ve'aisha anoset ve'anotenet betoch habayit uben habayit. Amar lo, ma ata to'aneni? Retzoni shetishava li, chayav." So when we read the Mishnah, we should have said, what is this crazy thing? We can just tell somebody, hey, I want you to take an oath for me. Like an oath is a heavy thing, right? I often say we come from a tradition that God created the world with words. We're created in God's image. We can create and destroy worlds with words. So we don't take Shvuot lightly, clearly, at the end of all these Damim. How can we ask somebody to just take a Shvuah? The Gemara, where we are, on Memchet Amud Bet, everybody's, asks exactly the same question. Atu b'shuftani askinan? What, are we talking about fools? Are we talking about people that just take Shvuot for nothing? But rather, hachi k'amar, ve'elu nishba'im shelo beta'anat bari, ela beta'anat shema. So what does it mean? These are people that they take an oath for no explicit claim, just for a ta'anat shema, for something that there is a doubt. What is the situation of all these people? Somebody has a business with another person, and for some reason they're not feeling good. There is not a clear proof, there's not a bari, but there is a sense that something about the business is lagging, missing, maybe money is missing. And so the partner cannot point explicitly that something is wrong, but there's a feeling. That's a situation that he can ask one of these people to take an oath to undo this uncertainty. Hashutafim va'arisim, one of the examples that we just gave, the partners or the sharecroppers. Tana, ben bait she'amru, לא נכנס ויוצא ברגליו, אלא מכניס לו פועלים ומוציא לו פועלים, מכניס לו פירות ומוציא לו פירות. So what is the situation with the ben bait? Ben bait can be somebody that's part of the family, right? Literally the son of the household, right? But this is not what the Gemara claims. This is not what the Mishnah is talking about. It's talking about somebody who's a regular worker in the house, and who comes and goes as he wishes, whether with his workers or with produce, and the owner has a right to ask him to take a vow, an oath, sorry. Why? Maishnahani, what is the difference about this group of people? Mishum de moruba hetira. It's a very interesting expression, de moruba hetira. It is like they have a permission that they give themselves. They have a mutar, right? A heter that they give themselves. What is the situation? Yes, of course, let's say David and I created a contract, right? And we're sharing 50-50. But David, how can you compare the work that you put in to the work that I put in? I clearly put in a lot more work. I have a right to compensate myself. And therefore, maybe I round the corners a little bit. So it's people that kind of give themselves permission to, or let's just say they're not yet giving themselves permission, but they have a possibility of giving themselves permission. And so the owner has the right to ask them for a shvuah. אמר רב יוסף בר מיינומי, אמר רב נחמן, והוא שיש טענה ביניהם שתי כסף. Okay, we had a situation earlier in Daf Lametet that we are asking, like for some things we can't ask for a shvuah. If there's like a pruta, right, like a penny, let's say, that's in doubt, I can't ask somebody to take a shvuah. But if there was $1 million, definitely, right? Okay, so where is that space between nothing and something that we are now discussing? אמר רב, where are we? רגע, של שתי כסף, okay? והוא שיש טענה ביניהם שתי כסף. So we had a discussion, a debate between Rav and Shmuel earlier on that something, and we'll see the previous discussion, is about the shtei kesef. How much around that amount is okay to ask? Can it be shtei kesef and one pruta, a little bit above shtei kesef, or is it shtei kesef as opposed to a pruta? So Rav and Shmuel debated this already back in Daf Lametet, and now we're repeating this to go back to see where is our line. Keman, Keshmuel. That is the Tana we raised then. V'hatani, Rabbi Chia lesiyua lerav. No, maybe it's like Rav. Ema, kfirat ta'ana kerav. So we had Rav who said, shtei kesef plus pruta plus a little bit is already something that's doubtful if I have that much of a difference. And shtei kesef is not enough, as opposed to Shmuel who said the kfira, the pushback, is one pruta, and the de'ah is 2 kesef. So 2 kesef, shnei kesef. This is the span of where we can have some doubt in this person that is a regular in our household, and where we can ask them to take an oath. Okay, חלקו השותפים והאריסים, back to that piece in the Mishnah.
Yes, that's the lower limit or the upper limit?
So that's exactly what they're debating. One's opinion is 2 kesef is lower, 2 and pruta, like just above it, that's the from there up. Or Shmuel says the low is in a pruta and shtei kesef is already in. Like where is the line, right? Is the line on the inside of the shtei kesef or is it on the outside? This is how I understand it.
But in both cases, they're talking about you need at least that much of a claim.
Yes, but Rav says above it, right? Where's the
So
green? Where's the green line? All right, is it the outside of the line or is it the inside?
They're explaining also that it's the person who has the claim says it's 2 silver mouth, but the person who's the claim is against is saying that it was less than 2 silver.
But there's no.
So then it's less than the biblical
that,
amount.
You need a bari claim above a certain amount.
This is exactly a shema that you.
So we're only talking shema here.
This is a shema
and
claim.
You can have a shema claim for $1 million too.
I don't know. I think that there has to be something. Can you have a shema? I mean, we can try to picture the situation.
Yeah, no,
I think these situations are people that are so close to the pot that you can ask them to take a shvuah with whatever doubt you have in what they're doing. Okay. חלקו השותפים. So back, we're picking up the next piece from the Mishnah. Once the partners and the sharecroppers divided whatever common property they had, and each one take their share, then once that division took place, they can't demand each other to take an oath. So now we have a question. The Gemara asks a question. The issue is, what is the halacha about the gilgul of a shvuah? What is translation I found about extending an oath? So I have an issue that's unfinished. I can't ask Gloria to take an oath for it, but now we have another issue, so we can be megalgel. We can roll that previous issue to here. So once they made the division, this is like the issue is closed, but the question is raised, what is the halacha about extending an oath to an additional situation? We see it in the Deoraita, and now the question is, can we also do it in the Rabbanan? Can we be megalgel shvuah by the Rabbanan? Okay, Tashma, lava hemenu. Now we're going to bring a situation, and let me warn you, because we're going to get bogged a little bit and then hopefully come up for air. So we're at the bottom of Memchet Bet. We're going to present a situation first that's not going to work, and then a situation that is going to work. So don't immediately be like, wait, this doesn't work. That is exactly what the Gemara is going to say. Situation 1 is not going to work. Situation 2 is going to work. Okay. Tashma, לבא ממנו ערב שביעית, ולמוצאי שביעית נעשה לו שותף. What is the situation? Person A borrows from person B money right before the sabbatical, right before the Shemitah, and at the end of the Shemitah became a partner or aris, or a sharecropper. Thank you. Ein megalgelim. We can't do this extension of the oath for this situation. Tama, the reason, דלווה ממנו ערב שביעית, דעתיה שביעית אף קטיע. So it's like he borrowed right at the edge of Shemitah, and when the Shemitah came, it was annulled. So that situation doesn't work. So now, שאר שני שבוע מגלגלים. But from there we can understand that the rest of the week, the rest of the 7 days, it's okay to do that extension.
7 years.
7 years. What did I say? Days. I've gotten better. Shavua. It's a Shavua of years. Okay. So now the loan has become irrelevant. But if it happened during the rest of the years, during the Shemitah, we might understand from that it's possible. Lo, tema, שאר שני שבוע מגלגלים, right? We might understand that in the rest of the years, I just said that, then we can do that. אלא, אימה, rather say, נעשה לו שותף או הריס ערב שביעית, ולמוצאי שביעית לבא, הימנו מגלגלים. So, situation 1 was, first, he took a loan, and then at the end of the sabbatical, they became partners. Now that loan is no longer valid, that situation is not fair. You can't do a extension of the shvuah for that. But you can turn it around and do the other way. If they became partners or sharecroppers before the shvi'it, before the sabbatical, and at the conclusion of the sabbatical year, there was a loan, A borrowed from B, then he incurs an shvuah by the Torah, and then that shvuah may be extended. Rega. So Gemara asks a question about this. Bahadya katanila. So this is what we are taught in the. Is this what we're taught? So it says no. This is what sorry. Erase the no. This is what we're taught, but this is what it teaches us. נעשה לו שותף או הריס ערב שביעית, ולמוצאי שביעית לבא ממנו, מגלגלים שמע ממנה, מגלגלים בדרבנן שמע ממנה. So now it says, if person A became the partner or sharecropper of person B at the eve of the Shemitah year, and at the end of the Shemitah year, then there was a loan, he borrowed from him, that shvuah may be extended. So there, conclude from it, this megalgelim can go not the first way that the Gemara suggested to us, but rather the second way. First, they become shutafim, and then they can extend this shvuah even by rabbinic law.
So it like skips over the Shemitah year rather than going through it, would you say?
we'll see. It
Doesn't
continues.
get
It
affected.
continues the discussion about what happens
Oh.
with the Shemitah, where some things.
Okay,
רק רגע.
okay.
Okay. אמר רב הונא, we're at the bottom of מ"ח ב' and at the top of מ"ט א' now, לכל מגלגלים, חוץ משכיר שאין מגלגלים. So we're going to see now two opinions. Rav Huna says we can extend an oath for everything, except for the sachir, except for the hired worker, which we can't extend, and we'll highlight that situation in just a second. And Rav Chisda on the other side says, Rav Chisda אמר, לכל אין מקילין. מקילין in the sense of מגלגלים, חוץ משכיר דמקילין. מהי ביניהו? איכא ביניהו, לפתוח לו. Let me try to unpack it a little bit. What is specifically the situation of the sachir? We're lenient towards the sachir as far as extending a shvuah, because we assume that the Baal Bait has many workers and the sachir is only one. We also assume that people don't want to take shvuot unnecessarily, which is a fascinating assumption at the base of all this discussion, which deserves a much longer thought about what's happening in this whole masechet, that we can look at somebody who did something wrong, whatever is the wrong thing they did, and then we say, no, but now take an oath, and we believe him. We believe that more than he was afraid of doing something wrong, he's going to be afraid of taking a wrong oath. So that's already incredible. So we assume some honesty or some benefit of doubt into these people, and we think about the sachir, that he remembers whether he got paid or not. The payer, right, Gloria is smiling, the Baal Bait or the employer, right, he might have 200 workers in the field, and maybe whatever, somebody X did not get paid, he wasn't there on that Friday, something, whatever is the situation. So we accept the sachir coming and saying, I didn't get paid, more than the employer. If the employer says, I forgot, then we accept the sachir's word. What? No. Okay, and what is the difference between the ruling of Rav Huna and Rav Chisda? The Gemara says there's a little bit of a difference whether the court, like we create an opening for this person in the court, so that the court can extend the original shvuah to include another shvuah for that sachir. Mostly for the Baal Bait to be like in peace, in לפייס, we say, להפיס את דעתו, so he feels better about the situation. Can we, Hadran?
Yes, I understand.
Oh,
so what's the difference? This is what?
Okay, hold on a second. The difference is how we open it in the court.
Just so they have a note here.
So go on.
Yes,
Explain.
so whether the court, because this is what they say, right? Liftoach lo. Liftoach lo means as there's a situation that's already like closed. If the sachir, I think, don't kill me. If the sachir comes with another claim of the Baal Bait, and there's already what is the megalgalim, right? We're in the situation where we roll another shvuah into another situation. There's times that you might come to the court and say, I have a previous issue that's closed. We can't touch it. We can't do this gilgul, right? We can't transfer it to every oath.
Okay.
But in the situation of the sachir, we can. I think Rav Huna says, Ein, I'm not sure. David, what did you have for?
There were several.
Sorry.
There's a note here. It says, in the case of a hired worker, the court is lenient towards him and does not allow an oath to be devolved upon him. So it's the employer on the
Yes.
worker. It's not allowed, okay? But then there's also a mention that if the initial obligation was for a rabbinic oath, okay, but all agree the court itself can devolve oaths upon a defendant from a biblical oath.
That was the previous one. That was the Shmamina Migalgalim Midirabanan
Okay.
Shmamina. So we're
But
just
so
in the
it's
last
not- it's
discussion
not-
about it, about
So-
Ravuna and Rav Chisda.
So it's whether the employer is not allowed to add on against the,
Right. So the difference is between the opening, right? And this is what it says. "Ika benenu liftoach lo." Who can open this oath to be included in another one? I think. I'm sorry if it's not 100% clear. If you find something, I'm happy to hear, and otherwise I would vote for proceeding so that maybe we can finish the Masechet as scheduled. Okay, last thing in this perek, Vashvi'it Mashmetet. What happens about the sabbatical? Is it canceling Shvuot, right? Just like a debt. Mine hanimili. How do we know? How can we even say this that Shvi'it is mashmetet? Amar Rav Gidel, Amar Rav, the Amar Kra. We read it from a pasuk. The pasuk in Dvarim, Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 2. It says, "Veze dvar hashmita." The word dvar is not necessary there. It could have said, but this is the shmita. This is how shmita works. But the word dvar is added, therefore we understand from it even a dibur mashmetet, even the oath is being canceled, or yes, even a statement is being abrogated. Adran alach kol hanishba'im be'ezrat Hashem. All right, chapter 8. It's the last chapter. It has a long Mishnah and a Gemara to explain us, and a little chart on the board that hopefully will help us explain the Mishnah that's in front of us. The Mishnah sounds a little bit like a poem, so we'll read it. We'll read the beginning, explain, then read it a little fast just to hear that rhythm of the Mishnah, and then unpack. Arba shomrim hen. There are 4 possibilities for guards or shomrim. And we saw this in Nezikin earlier on. Shomer chinam, v'ashoel, nose sachar, v'asocher. I put the 4 of them on the board. The shomer chinam gets no money. Gloria, would you please watch my papers? No money exchanged, right? You're just guarding it for me. We'll see in a minute, we're talking about animals and not just paper. Hashoel, we're going to borrow something. I need one of your things. Nose sachar, I'm actually getting paid for what I'm doing. And asocher also rents for in exchange for money. Shomer chinam nishba al hakol. The shomer chinam can take an oath for everything. We'll see, because he has the lowest liability. Vashoel mishalem et hakol. The shoel, the one that borrows, is obligated to pay for everything. נושא שכר והסוחר נשבעים על השבורה ועל השבויה ועל המתה. So we're going to have 5 categories. If you want to look at them on the board, I'm not sure, hopefully helpful. We have met, nishbar, nishba, avad, nignav. And something, if I borrow somebody's horse, chas v'chalila, horse can die just because I did not know it, but the horse is 99 years old and it's time to die. It can get wounded. It can be captive. Somebody can capture it. All these are considered honest, right? They just I couldn't do anything about it. Avad, it was lost. Nignav, it was stolen. These things are a different liability because they imply that I didn't really do my job. I was not as watchful as I should. Okay? So the נושא שכר והסוחר נשבעים על השבורה ועל השבויה ועל המתה, on the דברים באונס, on the דברים that are happened beyond my control, ומשלמים את האבדה ואת הגניבה. They pay for the lost and the stolen object. Here comes the poem. You ready? Listen, it's good. אמר לשומר חינם, היכן שורי? You say to the, what do you call him? Unpaid guard, where is my ox? היכן שורי? אמר לו, מת. The Shomer Chinam now said that this thing died. I'm going to read through and come back. אמר לו, מת. והוא שנשבר או נשבע או נגנב או אבד. נשבר, והוא שמת או נשבע או נגנב או אבד. נשבע, והוא שמת או נשבר או נגנב או אבד. נגנב, והוא שמת או נשבר או נשבע או אבד. אבד, והוא שמת או נשבר או נשבע או נגנב. משביעך אני.
Right.
ואמר
In
אמן,
other words,
פטור.
in other words, you know, whatever was he said the other thing, but it would be patur on everything anyway, so it makes no difference.
Exactly. So the Shomer Chinam, any one of these things, it doesn't matter because he was Chinam, he's going to be patur. Okay? He's not, even if he said the animal died, and really the animal was captured. So he said a false oath. You should object to it a little bit, and the Gemara will deal with it. Like, really? You can just lie? But okay. But the point right now is, in the Mishnah level, that it doesn't matter what happened, because he's a Shomer Chinam, lo chashuv. Okay. Other situations? Now, can I break the suspense and read with you the conclusion of this Mishnah? And that conclusion will highlight all the situations that we're dealing with. Is that okay? You're okay with it? Thank you. So it's 2 lines before the beginning of the Gemara, and it says, Ze haklal. It is 4 lines from the wide lines going down. I know, sorry. Ze haklal. Kol hameshane mechova lechova, umiptor leptor, umipator lechova, patur. Mechova lepatur, chayav. If you change from an obligation to another obligation, from a no obligation to an obligation, from a no obligation to an obligation, you're exempt because you are not affecting the monetary outcome of the situation. Mechova lepatur, chayav. If you have an obligation and now you're trying to take an oath to be lenient on yourself, that's when you are obligated. זה הכלל. כל הנשבע להקל על עצמו, חייב. להחמיר על עצמו, פטור.
One question.
Yes.
You know, the concept of the oath is that it's made with God in mind.
Yes.
So even though you're not changing the category, you're still lying to Hashem.
Gemara is going to say, which shvuah, when we say he doesn't have to take a shvuah, which shvuah are we talking about? Are we talking about a shvuah of apikadon, of what happened, or bitui, or expression? Is he really patur from both, or not? Okay. All right, back to the poetry. Yes? So we had poetry number 1. Question number 2. Hechan shori? Where is my ox? אמר לו, איני יודע מה אתה סח. I have no idea what you're talking about. והוא שמת או נשבר או נשבע או נגנב או עבד, משביעך אני ואמר אמן, פטור. According to the rule we just read, if the Shomer Chinam, I come to the Shomer Chinam and I say, where's my shor? You say, I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't matter what happened, he's patur, according to the Mishnah. Next situation. Hechad shori. It's a Dr. Seuss for a Mishnah. אמר לו, עבד. משביעך אני ואמר אמן. Now we have one situation. I'm asking, where is my ox? My Shomer Chinam says, עבד, and he takes an oath. והעדים מעידים אותו שאכלו. There's witnesses to show that the guy ate the ox. Now we're outside of these categories and we're in a mazy. We're like in Bepesha. Purposefully, the Shomer took it. Meshalem et hakeren. He has to pay back for the value of the ox. הודה מעצמו משלם קרן וחומש ואשם. If the witnesses testify that they saw him eating the ox, then he pays for the value of the ox because he was given an ox to guard. No ox, he needs to pay back the value of the ox. But look at this. הודה מעצמו, if he admits it, then he pays keren v'chomesh ve'asham. He pays the value of the ox and chomesh, a fifth, and brings a korban asham. Ask a question. Everybody's okay. I'll ask a question. Hey, I have a question. How come when the witnesses testify that they saw the guy eat the ox, he only pays the value of the ox? But when he admits himself, he's a tzaddik. He says, I'm sorry, I ate your ox. Now he has to pay for the ox and a fifth, right? And a chomesh. And a sham has to bring korban, right? So one of the explanations is that if somebody is tzaddik, somebody actually wants to fix it and admits, then we open for him a way for teshuvah. And if he doesn't, then it's still hanging. He has to pay what he owes, but the rest, the teshuvah part, the chomesh and the sham, are still hanging. Next situation. Hechan shuri. ואמר לו, נגנב, now was stolen. משביחני ואמר אמן. Yeah, sure. והעדים מעידים אותו שהוא גנבו, שגנבו, right? So I say, Gloria, your ox was stolen, right? When in fact, I'm holding the ox. I myself stole it, right? In the guise of being a shomer chinam. משלם תשלומי כפל. He pays double. הודה מעצמו, משלם קרן וחומש ואשם. Again, if he admits he has the same outcome as the lost, he has the opportunity to make up and to do teshuvah. אמר לאחד בשוק, היכן שורי? Next situation. Say to somebody in the market, where is my ox? Where is my ox that you stole? שגנבת. Where is my ox that you stole? The guy says, לא גנבתי, I didn't steal. והעדים מעידים אותו שגנבו. The witnesses testify that he did steal it. משלם תשלומי כפל. He pays double the amount. And תשלומי כפל is a knas, it's a knas, a fine for exactly this situation, for a thief that says in a shvuah that no, I didn't steal. And he holds the thing. Okay. טבח ומכר, he slaughtered and sold it. משלם תשלומי 4 ו5. He now not only took the thing for his own ownership, he slaughtered it and sold it. He made money of it, so therefore he pays 4 and
It's an or.
Huh?
It's an or.
Yes, תשלומי 4 ו5. ראה עדים שממשמשים ובאים, אמר, גנבתי, אבל לא טבחתי ולא מכרתי. When he sees the witnesses approaching, he's like, wait, I did steal it, but I didn't slaughter it and I didn't sell it. אינו משלם אלא קרן. He admits to just taking the ox, he pays the value of the ox and not the rest. Next category, the shoel.
But then he's got to be able to produce the animal, right?
This is just the Mishnah. The Gemara is going to ask some questions, not about everything. And yeah, okay. אמר לשואל, היכן שורי? Now we're with the borrower. אמר לו, מת. Poetry? Okay. והוא שנשבר או נשבע או נגנב או עבד. נשבר והוא שמת או נשבע או נגנב או עבד. נשבע והוא שמת או נשבר או נגנב או עבד. נגנב והוא שמת או נשבע או עבד. עבד והוא שמת או נשבע או נגנב. משביחני, ואמר, אמן. פטור. So, we have a shoel, right? And he basically says, doesn't matter what happened to the ox. He said it's dead, but really it was lost. He said it's wounded, but really it was stolen. It doesn't matter what he says, and it doesn't matter what the situation is. He's patur. What is he patur from? He's patur from bringing an offering for a false oath. Why? Why? Because it doesn't matter what he says. Huh?
He's got to pay anyway.
He's going to have to pay anyway. Yes. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he says. Okay. Next situation. היכן שורי? אמר לו, איני יודע מה אתה סח. Again, I'm asking the shoel, where is the ox? Don't know what you're talking about. And, והוא, שמת או נשבר או נגנב או נאבד, משביחני ואמר אמן, chayav. Why is he now chayav? I'll make it another line. Why is he now chayav? Because what is he doing? When he makes an excuse, right? When he makes an excuse, he doesn't say, I never had it. He just gives me a different story. Maybe he doesn't want me to know that on Monday night at midnight, exactly when my ox died, he was, whatever, having an affair on the other side of town, right? So he tells me that the ox just died, when really it was stolen, but doesn't matter. It's the same financial obligation, so it doesn't matter what story he's trying to sell me. But here in this option now, he says, I don't know what you're talking about, as if, like, I never saw this ox, I don't know what's going on. Now he's going to be chayav. I don't know if my chart is going to work, but we'll try. Might get messy. Okay. Next category. Amar לנושא שכר והסוחר, היכן שורי? Now I'm asking the people that get money. Translate them for me. The paid worker or the renter, right? היכן שורי? אמר לו מת, והוא שנשבר או נשבע, נשבר והוא שמת או נשבע, נשבע והוא שמת או נשבר, נגנב והוא עבד, עבד והוא שנגנב, משביח אני ואמר אמן, פטור. Okay, notice we split the categories. Let's see if we can make this without ruining it. With regards to the נושא שכר and the סוחר, we're going to have one category here and one category here. Okay? Stolen and lost is different because this is what I hired you to do. Exactly, that's why I'm paying you, so that these things will not happen. If the horse, ox, whatever it is, died or was wounded beyond anybody's control, okay, like it happened, right? We said the horse was 99 years old. But if it was lost, that's exactly what I'm giving you money for. So in those situations, if he admits to the right thing, he's patur. Yes? We're good? Okay. And then that is, okay, נשבר או נשבע, אמן, חי. פטור. מת או נשבר או נשבע, והוא שנגנב, או עבד, משביחני ואמר אמן, חייב. Why? Because now, look, he's trying to move from one category to the other, right? If he says the animal is dead and it really was wounded or whatever, we're inside this category, he's patur. But if he says it died, but when it really was stolen, he's trying to not pay for what he's responsible. That's when he's in this category, in the avad, and that's when he is chayav. עבד או נגנב, והוא שמת או נשבר, או נשבע, משביחני ואמר, אמן, פטור. If he's going this way, then he's going to be chayav. But if he's going the other way, he's like, you know, the animal really died, but he says, the shomer says, I'm sorry, it's really my fault. It was lost. I'll pay you for it. The Mishnah says, no, you don't have to pay. And now we're coming to the klal, which we just read earlier, and hopefully that was not confusing but helpful. זה הכלל, כל המשנה מחובה לחובה ומפטור לפטור ומפטור לחובה, פטור. מחובה לפטור, חייב. If you're trying to walk away from your responsibilities, we don't let you. If you're trying to add to your responsibilities, we also don't let you. Just do what you're supposed to do. That's hard enough. But if you're trying to walk away, then you are חייב. זה הכלל. כל הנשבע להקל על עצמו חייב, להחמיר על עצמו פטור. All right. Gemara is going to ask some questions about this text. And hopefully we will fit all this in. Hopefully Gemara will ask. And we will fit all this in the next 15 minutes. Man tana arba'a shomrin. Who is this? Gemara is going to ask way to the beginning of the Mishnah. Who is this that's taught us that there are 4 guards? Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Rabba bar Abua, Rabbi Meir. This is a Mishnah by Rabbi Meir. What is your problem? Rav Nachman, Rava said to Rav Nachman, Mi ika tana deleitle arba shomrim. Like, do you actually know somebody that says there's no 4 guards? Because that's like something that we already dealt with in Baba Metzia and previous places in Nezikim. What are we talking about? Amar lei, hachi kamin alach. No. This is what I'm saying to you. Man tana de amar socher kenose sachar dami. Who is this Tana that says that the socher, the renter, is the same halachic status as the paid guard? See, we put them here in the same group, right? In essence, by our chart, we have 1, 2, 3. The 2 different categories, but we shrunk them into one. Whose opinion is this? Amar Rava bar Avuha, Rabbi Meir here. He says, this is according to Rabbi Meir. And now we have a little bit of a pilpul. Veha Rabbi Meir ipka shmeinan la. Wait. Who compares who with who? We have 2 opinions. Rabbi Yehuda says that it's like this. There's 2 opinions on this. One says these go together. Hold on. And one says these go together, halachically. Okay? One opinion is Rabbi Yehuda, and one opinion is Rabbi Meir, except we are not sure. At the end, it's going to be Rabbi Meir, but it's a little bit like hafuch and hafuch and hafuch, so it sounds confusing for one sentence. Rabbi Meir ipka shmeinan la. So I heard Rabbi Meir said the opposite, that the socher is like the shomer chinam. Because the Tanan, socher, ketzad meshalem, Rabbi Meir omer, כשומר חינם. Rabbi Yehuda omer, כנושא שכר. Right? Who is he like? This guy or this guy? Rava bar Avuha, ipka ktani. So it's really hafuch, and therefore, this girsa that is in front of us, where these 2 are together, is a Rabbi Meir girsa. But they have a little bit of a back and forth. Who said it, right? Whose is it? Is that really what's important? He says, Rega. Hani arba? Are there really 4? Havu shlosha havu. There's really just 3 because of our status. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak amar. Rega. 4 shomrim v'dinehem 3. So we really have 4 guards, 4 different categories, but in this specific case of the Shvuot, at the end of Masechet Shvuot, there's only 3 rulings. אמר לשומר חינם, היכן שורי, אמר לאחד בשוק, אמר לשומר, היכן שורי, אמר לו, איני יודע מה אתה סך, etc., etc. This whole long Mishnah we just read. אמר רב, וכולן פטורים משבועת שומרים, וחייבים משום שבועת ביטוי. Okay, so back to what you guys raised earlier. Rav says they're all exempt from the consequences of shvuah that has to do with the guarding, right? But they are obligated for bringing a sin offering because they said a false shvuah, right? Shmuel says, they're even exempt from the consequences of a false oath because there was no monetary consequence to what they were saying. What is exactly that they disagree on? Shmuel savar leita belehaba, v'Rav savar ita belav vehen. Okay, Shmuel thinks that they can't take, that there is, breathe. The lehaba is about things in the future. I can talk about things in the past, and I can talk about them in what the Gemara calls belav vehen, with a yes or a no. For example, I can say I ate or I didn't eat, right? I lost or I didn't lose, and we'll see an example in just a minute. But I can't take an oath for the future as to it will get stolen or it won't get stolen. I don't know this kind of thing. Okay. So now let's read it again. Shmuel holds that the person is exempt from the consequences of the shvuah because there is no possibility to take a shvuah with an event that will occur in the future, lehaba, right? So you can't say this animal will die or will be stolen, and okay, and Rav holds that there is an obligation to bring the chatat, the sin offering, in the negative and a positive statement, right? With both a negative and a positive. This is the achalti velo achalti, yishaver. You can't do it for the future, yishaver velo yishaver, but you can say it for the past. Gemara challenges this. Ha'iflagu b'chad hazimna. De'amar de'itmar shvuah shezarak ploni tzror layam. Shvuah shelo zarak. Okay, they disputed this on another situation. We saw it, you should have seen it, in Daf Kafhei, when it stated, with regards to one who says, so-and-so threw a tzror. In modern Hebrew, it's like a keys.
A pebble, they say here.
What's
A pebble.
pebble?
It's a little stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know how it traveled to modern Hebrew to mean what it means. But okay, a stone to the sea. I got it. Okay. Or on my oath, right? Shvuah shelo zarak. I say, no, he did not throw it. Rav says, if it was later discovered that this statement was false, then he's liable, right? He said a falsehood. And Shmuel says he's exempt. ושמואל אמר פטור. רב אמר חייב דאיתא בלה והן, ושמואל אמר פטור דליתא בלהבה. So Rav says he's liable because this is a situation where you can make a statement that's both positive and negative. You can say he threw or he didn't throw. And Shmuel says he's exempt because this is a kind of an oath that can't be taken vis-a-vis the future. You can't say about somebody he will throw a stone, therefore it is an oath. Rega, Gemara continues to ask. Tzricha, it is necessary, right? De'i ashminan beha. As if they want to teach us. Beha ke'amar Rav mishum demenafshe kamishtabah. This is in the case that Rav says he's taken a false oath of his own accord, for his own nefesh, for his own soul. Aval behach the beidina mashbeila ema modi le Shmuel. But if it's a situation where now the court is involved, and we're distinguishing between two situations, one is that the person is taking an oath for himself, and the other is that the court is making the person take an oath. And in that case, Rav accepts or concedes, you say, to Shmuel, right? And they go in accordance with Rav Ami, Rav Ami. The Amar Rav Ami, Kol shvuah שהדיינים משביעים אותה, אין חייבים עליה משום שבועת ביטוי. Which is fascinating, and I'd love to have lots of times to, look into it more. Rav Ami says, in the case of any oath that is administered by the dayanim, by the judges, one is not liable to the consequences, to bring the sin offering for falsely taking the shvuah. Ve'i itmar beha, beha ke'amar Shmuel, aval behach ema modelei lerav tzricha. So in this matter, if this is only in this case, the case that the shomer, where the court makes him take an oath, should have said, in this case, it is this case that Shmuel says that he's exempt, like Rav Ami's statement. But in the case, behach, where one takes an oath that somebody threw a stone, Shmuel says that, as Shmuel says, he concedes or agrees with Rav that he's liable. Therefore, it is necessary to have both cases. So there's a case that we will see in just a minute. There's a case we go with what the court are making somebody swear, and a case where the person swears for his own nefesh. Gufa. Amar Rav Ami, describing what is Rav Ami saying? Kol shvua shadayanim mashbi'im ota, and the person is swearing falsely. So every shvua, every oath that is administered by the judges, and the person is swearing falsely, and ba mishum shvuat bitui. There's no, it's not considered a shvuat bitui, taken falsely. Why? Because in Vayikra, if you remember, this is a pasuk that we've unpacked so much throughout this whole Masechet, and now we're coming to it at the end. The opening of Vayikra, chapter 5, it says, "O nefesh ki tishava levate b'sfatayim." What is this ki? Ask the Reish Lakish now is asking. Ki, look, continue. Me'atzmo, כדברי ריש לקיש, דאמר ריש לקיש, כי משתמש בארבע לשונות. The word ki can be translated in 4 different ways. I, dilma, ela, deha. So it can mean if, perhaps, rather, and as. And we know this, right? Like we can say, ki tetse. Does it mean because you come? Or does it mean perhaps you come? So the word ki can have different explanations. And here, this ki, that we must have seen for the last, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and maybe glossed over, the ki means it's got to be his own, lehamit. It's got to be, it focuses on the person taking the shvuah, not on the dayanim. Rabbi Elazar says, כולן פטורים משבועת שומרים וחייבים משום שבועת ביטוי. Rabbi Elazar says, all of them, all these 4 guys listed here, are all exempt from the consequences of taking the shvuat shomrim, from the oath of a guard. But they are liable for the shvuat bitui. A little bit like, what are you guys talking about? Like, of course, they're liable for the shvuat bitui, except for the shoel, except for the borrower. חוץ מאני יודע מה התסך של השואל, except the borrower that says, I don't know what you're talking about. רגע. וגנבה ועבדה בנושא שכר ושבסוחר. The situations of the theft and lost of the paid one and the renter, שהוא חייב, שהרי כפרו ממון. His atonement is through payment, and therefore he must settle this account. He can't just walk away with being like, I'm patur. הדרן עליך 4 שומרים, וסליק עלה מסכת שבועות. Thank you for being with me in this wild ride. And hopefully we ended up with more questions than we had when we started, and we'll be hadran alech and come back to it.